On the Rave!
Hi, this is Mark Archer from Alternate.
Hi, this is Ian from Dream Frequency.
This is Slipmat, and you're in tune to the On the Rave.
On the Rave.
On the Rave!
Podcast.
Watch your bass fins, I'm telling you.
Greetings and salutations, all of you lovely ladies and gentlemen of the internet. I am your thoroughly bored of being inside guy, Gav.
And I am your still a little bit hungover from hanging out in the park yesterday, I'm Addie.
And you're tuned in once again to an episode of the On
the Rave
podcast. Addie, apart from your hangover, how's it going?
I am bored, Gav.
You're bored. Do you know what it is? I'm sore today, like sore all over. Back to work, you know, back to a little bit of reality. It's definitely not normality, but a little bit of reality. And reality.
I'd love to say I'd been off, but I haven't stopped working the whole time. So you know.
Yeah, that's it. You're one of the blessed who continue to strive during the pandemic.
I love buses when everyone was fucking off work though. It's great.
Oh yeah. Oh, I can imagine the empty buses. I haven't been on a bus for a long time. I'm scared of the buses. Me, like I'll have to wear a pair of gloves if I go on a bus. Absolutely terrified of them. You know what I'm not terrified of though, Addie?
What's that?
A little bit of Ravers choice.
Oh, and who we got today?
Oh, well, actually, we've got a special request today. So, someone got in touch with the On the Rave podcast. They decided they wanted to remain anonymous, but wanted to dedicate a song.
Very mysterious.
It is very mysterious, isn't it? They wanted to dedicate a song to the special lady in their life.
Oh, mysterious girl.
Well, yeah.
Oh, mysterious girl, you gotta get close to you.
Oh dear me. No, that's not actually what he went for. He went for a bit of absolutely delicious booty bass. So you know who you are, and hopefully you're with your precious lady person dancing around to this. The precious lady song. But this is a little bit of booty bass for everyone. Here's a bit of DJ Sluggo with Back the Fuck Up.
Ooh.
Hey nigga, lick my click. If you do, I suck your dick. Suck my walls, make me come slow or fast all through my ass. Dick in my mouth, nut coming down my throat. So thick and so creamy. Damn, I'm gonna choke. Finish with my click, and I'm finished with your dick. We'll flip the script, baby, and I'ma ride on this shit. If you wanna hit this ass, we can take it to the mo. If you're tricking out the cash, I'ma back it up slow. Let's go. Hey nigga, lick my click. If you do, I suck your dick. Suck my walls, make me come slow or fast all through my ass. Dick in my mouth, nut coming down my throat. So thick and so creamy. Damn, I'm gonna choke. Finish with my click, and I'm finished with your dick. We'll flip the script, baby, and I'ma ride on this shit. If you wanna hit this ass, we can take it to the mo. If you're tricking out the cash, I'ma back it up slow. Let's go.
Back the fuck up, ho.
Get
Back the fuck up, ho. Back the fuck up, ho.
Get
Back the fuck up, ho. Back the fuck up, ho.
Get
Back the fuck up, ho. Back the fuck up, ho.
Get
Back the fuck up, ho. Back the fuck up, ho.
Get
Back the fuck up, ho. Back the fuck up, ho.
Get
Back the fuck up, ho. Back the fuck up, ho.
Get
Back the fuck up, ho. Back the fuck up, ho.
Get
Back the fuck up, ho. Back the fuck up, ho.
Get
Back the fuck up, ho. Back the fuck up, ho.
Get
Back the fuck up, ho. Back the fuck up, ho.
Get
Back the fuck up, ho. Back the fuck up, ho.
Get
Back the fuck up, ho. Back the fuck up, ho.
Get
Back the fuck up, ho. Back the fuck up, ho.
Get
Back the fuck up, ho. Back the fuck up, ho.
Get
Back the fuck up, ho. Back the fuck up, ho.
Get
Back the fuck up, ho.
Hey nigga, lick my click. If you do, I suck your dick. Suck my walls, make me come slow or fast all through my ass. Dick in my mouth, nut coming down my throat. So thick and so creamy. Damn, I'm gonna choke. Finish with my click, and I'm finished with your dick. We'll flip the script, baby, and I'ma ride on this shit. If you wanna hit this ass, we can take it to the mo. If you're tricking out the cash, I'ma back it up slow. Hey nigga, lick my click. If you do, I suck your dick. Suck my walls, make me come slow or fast all through my ass. Dick in my mouth, nut coming down my throat. So thick and so creamy. Damn, I'm gonna choke. Finish with my click, and I'm finished with your dick. We'll flip the script, baby, and I'ma ride on this shit. If you wanna hit this ass, we can take it to the mo. If you're tricking out the cash, I'ma back it up slow. Let's go. Hey nigga, lick my click. If you do, I suck your dick. Suck my walls, make me come slow or fast all through my ass. Dick in my mouth, nut coming down my throat. So thick and so creamy. damn, I'm gonna choke. Finish with my click, and I'm finished with your dick. We'll flip the script, baby, and I'ma ride on that shit. If you wanna hit this ass, we can take it to the mo. If you're tricking off the cash, I'ma back it up slow. Let's go. Lick my click. If you do, I suck your dick. Suck my walls, make me come slow or fast all through my ass. Dick in my mouth, nut coming down my throat. So thick and so creamy. Damn, I'm gonna choke. Finish with my click, and I'm finished with your dick. We'll flip the script, baby, and I'ma ride on that shit. If you wanna hit this ass, we can take it to the mo. If you're tricking off the cash, I'ma back it up slow. Hey nigga, lick my click. If you do, I suck your dick. Suck my walls, make me come slow or fast all through my ass. Dick in my mouth, nut coming down my throat. So thick and so creamy. Damn, I'm gonna choke. Finish with my click, and I'm finished with your dick. We'll flip the script, baby, and I'ma ride on that shit. If you wanna hit this ass, we can take it to the mo. If you're tricking off the cash, I'ma back it up.
The On the Rave podcast is available absolutely everywhere to download, and you can get in touch with us on social media. You can find us on Facebook, facebook.com/On the Rave. You can find us on Twitter @On the Rave. You can find us on YouTube, youtube.com/On the Rave. We are on Instagram.
That's my favourite one then.
Where you can find us on the Rave with Addie and Gav, where you can see pictures of what Addie's been doing during the week.
Shenanigans.
We are powered by Podbean
and fueled by Basement Snaxx.
Don't forget that you can go into Ridley Place, wander down that spiral staircase and scream at Dom's
On the Rave,
and she will give you 10% off all of your cookies and snacks. Oh,
goodness.
It's good.
There you go, bit of DJ Sluggo. Gotta love a bit of booty bass.
Bouncing.
Bouncing,
There's a booty bass mix of Mysterious Girl we're going to get.
There probably is, yeah. Maybe you should hunt one out and add it to one of the mixes that you've got coming up soon.
Yes. Get things working, that would be a fucking...
You delved into the world of booty bass. Is there not like a booty bass gabba subgenre that you could be destroying right now?
You never know. There should be.
There should be. Right, okay, well, what we'll do now is we'll crack on and we'll get this next interview on. So what you're about to hear is a Zoom conversation that me and Addie had with a very, very talented DJ that we met at a Bangface.
Indeed, we did.
We did. It turned out that he was a really big fan of, as Addie calls him, the little blue bastard. And he'd come along looking for a little blue bellend. There we go. And he'd come along looking for said blue bellend and bumped into us Geordies and had a bit crack, listened to some of his tunes, and he's a good lad. So for everyone on the podcast, here is the conversation that me and Addie had with the amazing Dave Shea. Addie, guess what?
What's that, Gavin?
Well, we've managed to convince another one of these DJ types to sit on the line and have a bit of crack with her. So via Zoom, we are joined by the wonderfully named Dave Shades, or Scott, as he goes. Scott, how's it going? Are you good today?
Yeah, not too bad, guys. Yourselves?
Yeah, good.
Yeah, all is good in the hood. It's nice to be like back actually cracking on and getting some of these shows going. You're one of the names that's popped up a few times when I've been asked about different people. I think it's because one of my mates is a little bit obsessed with your booty bass style of music. He's always like, get Dave Shades on. So it's cush to finally get down and crack on and talk about these tracks. So for the uninitiated, do you want to tell everyone a little bit about what you do in the world of music?
Yeah, sure. So I've been DJing for fucking quite a long time now. The majority of that back in the day was mainly, I started off playing hip hop, but like more playing in clubs and all that. It's been just playing pretty fucking banging techno for most of the time. And then I play booty in amongst that and all that as well. Which, as you mentioned as well, seems to be one of the sort of more popular things that I do play. With the likes of playing at Bangface and stuff like that, I kind of, mix it up a bit and play anything from fucking pop music to gabba, hardcore, all sorts of stuff, man. Just whatever. I've got a million alter egos. I can't even keep track of them myself. used to run club nights in Glasgow, Mountain Heart Attack and Banjacks, which were kind of techno, on the kind of wonkier side of techno, and we always used to get like kind of folk like Squire Goffos, so I used to get the kind of bass kind of guys in as well, Kanji Kinetic and stuff.
Good guys.
And I run a label, it's kind of started again called Horror Boogie Records, which is pretty similar to the nights we used to put on, kind of combination, the kind of wonky techno and the mutant bass kind of sounds, which I have I do have something forthcoming. I'm going to be doing a compilation, just waiting on a couple of tracks getting sent to me before I can go ahead with that, and then I might continue it as a sort of digital only thing, because it all tits up with vinyl basically. I can continue with that with distribution and stuff. So yeah, at the moment, I was actually going to be on a hiatus from DJing anyway at the moment before the lockdown shit happened, so it kind of tied in that like I would have been doing it regardless. Yeah, so I've just in the meantime I've been doing kind of live streams and stuff, which I just did the last ever one on Friday. Well, it was the third last ever one.
Yeah, we know a little bit about that last ever thing in the Backlash family in Newcastle, don't we, Eddie?
Oh yeah, it's always dead until it's not.
Yeah, it's always dead until it's brought back up from the ashes once again.
Yeah, so I've been getting a bit of sort of a slagging for that, because I've been adamant, and I did genuinely think they would be the last ones. This one is though 100%.
100%. This one, it's done. It's over.
This is definitely the last one, or it was the last one. And I don't remember most of it, which is not really the best way to go out. Or maybe it was the most suitable way to go out.
The thing with streams like that, it's a stream, so there's going to be a recording of it somewhere, surely, so you can relive.
I took it off Twitch because it was a little bit bait. But like, and also I shouldn't really. I was doing it live from. I work on a super yacht, and I shouldn't really be doing that. So it's probably not a good thing to have that like publicly available. So I took it down in a bit of a panic at about 3 a.m. on Friday night.
Right.
On my laptop. And they've been really good fun. The streams, like kind of like becoming quite a lot of sort of regular crew that have just been tuned in every time and all that. And the chat room's basically where it's at in a lot of these streams.
Yeah.
I've been tuning into other people's ones as well, and there's been a lot of the same people popping up everywhere. And there's people making friendships are being sort of born through some of these streams and stuff, and I think that's really great.
Yeah. I really enjoyed your banter back and forward with the chat room on the Das Booty streams. They're the ones that I managed to tune in, and just some of the banter you were having backwards and forward with them was absolutely class. And it, like, obviously everyone's a little bit down and a little bit fucking tied into what they can do, and with no live music being available, like to go and see, it's really nice to have streams like that to play. I think we were tuned in via SoundCloud. But those Das Booty streams, man, they were so fun. Like, it just sounded like loads of fun to do.
Yeah, they've been some of my favourite ones. Just the guests I've had on every time have been absolutely brilliant. Like Rory that runs it's a really good guy. He's a brilliant DJ as well. And I just said the chat room there. That's where a lot of there seems to be a lot of sort of stream chat room in jokes, and a lot of them were started in the Das Booty thing, and have just sort of they just seem to pop up. Well, I might be a bit guilty of just popping them up into other chat rooms with no context, but I think that's kind of half the fun of it. Tim Ritalin actually has been quite a big feature in a lot of the chat rooms as well. His chat's fucking hilarious. So
he's a good guy as well, Tim. Spot on. Oh, cool. Well, if anyone wants to catch up with what Dave's doing, you can catch him on SoundCloud. Where is that probably the best place to get you, or Bandcamp?
Bandcamp for Horror Boogie Records. I've got all the releases up there now. I just kind of re-released all the digital ones up there, I've got some stuff on SoundCloud, but most of my stuff's on Hear This, because SoundCloud, once I cancelled my sort of premium thing, I lost half my shit, so I just transferred it over to Hear This. It doesn't get as much traffic, but I can put all my stuff up there. I've got like music released on Coin Operated, which is on Bandcamp as well. I had my first full EP out there. I think that was like early last year that came out. I've got a track coming out in Power Vacuum soon. It was originally supposed to be this month, but I mean, I think everything's been a bit thrown back at the moment. So I'm quite buzzing about that one, because that's like one of my favourite labels. I wasn't really expecting to get on that, so that's another one to kind of keep an eye out for.
Cool. Well, I'll tell you what we'll do. As always, guys, if you want to get in touch with Dave or if you want to see what he's doing and catch up, there'll be a link to all of his details in the description box. So you can go into the description box and just click on any of the links and follow him on there so you can catch up with what he's doing. But what we'll do now is we'll crack on and we'll start with some of the questions for this podcast. So section 1 is the early influences section of the podcast. So when you were first growing up, who played the music in the house? Like, who introduced you into music, and like, what form of music was it played in? You know, how was your early influences in music?
I mean, both my parents would play music in the house, and they both got a really good taste in tunes, really good vinyl collection as well. So nice. Yeah, there was loads of sort of classic stuff like Led Zeppelin, Black Sabbath, Queen, getting played in the house all the time. So that's definitely something that has been a big influence on me, that sort of side of it, especially like, you know, with the fact I got into sort of metal and stuff like that. I mean, like Black Sabbath are pretty much the kind of like starting point for a lot of the metal that I do listen to. Like, I'm into a lot of the kind of doom and sludge type stuff. Basically is just fucking jacked up Black Sabbath, basically. So yeah, that was pretty much where I got started with that. Also, my dad's youngest brother was into the more like proper metal kind of side of things, so I used to go around and like get him to record loads of his like records onto tape for me.
Nice.
So there was a big part of that was I always kind of like progressing from my parents' stuff and then just like ransacking my uncle's collection as well.
Okay, cool. So of all of that stuff that you were sort of listening to, if you had to pick one track to represent your early influences, which track would it be?
I think I'll go with Black Sabbath by Black Sabbath. I did find it quite hard to try and choose one with this, even just to choose a Black Sabbath tune on its own, because there's just so many that I really like.
Yeah.
But I think as far as artist-wise, I went with Black Sabbath is, as I just mentioned as well, about the fact that the amount of metal that I listen to on a daily basis now that is directly like, you know, sort of born from Black Sabbath, then I thought this was a kind of most appropriate one. So yeah, Black Sabbath by Black Sabbath. I actually played this as the first tune of my set, and when I did the TV takeover at Bangface a couple of years ago.
On the Bangface TV?
Yeah, and I did I did a Gregory Peccary set. For anyone who doesn't know, is basically me playing. It's just like it's usually just like kind of mashups of tunes. I do it on an APC 40, and I just take like loops and samples of tunes and just like have 2 or 3 tunes going at once. And my opening tune was Black Sabbath. I think I took the drums from like Pitbull, Don't Stop the Party, and put that over the top of it. Like, a lot of people would probably crucify me for, but whatever, I'll do what I want.
Amazing. well, that's it, and that's the joy of that sort of style of mashup, isn't it? But so let's get a track played. Let's listen to some music. We'll go with a bit of Black Sabbath, and the track is called
Black Sabbath.
Black Sabbath.
Sabbath, yeah.
There you have it. There's a little bit of Black Sabbath. Black Sabbath from the album Black Sabbath, for the little three-peat there for anyone who's been catching up with a bit of Netflix. So let's crack on and let's go straight into finding your own feet. So maybe after the music that was initially pushed on you by the people around you, who did you start discovering for your own when you started digging through your own records or cassette boxes or whatever it was?
So there's quite a lot of different ones with this. As I said, there was a lot of metal I was listening to as a kid, which I previously said was like, you know, taken from my uncle's collection. I'd say the kind of bands earlier then that I would have went into, I'd say off my own back, was like the likes of Nirvana, Pearl Jam. I quite liked the early Red Hot Chili Pepper stuff at the time. I fucking hate them now enough though. Who else? You know, it was listening to a lot of Aerosmith actually. I think that was through fucking watching Wayne's World that I got into Aerosmith. It might have been, but I quite liked them back in the day. But one thing that was kind of like that started coming into it was we were getting a lot of rave tapes passed down to us when we were in primary school, from people's big brothers and stuff like that. So there was a load of us just had all these like old like Bass Generator tapes, Mark Smith, Scott Brown and stuff like that.
Nice.
Which I think back now is quite hilarious. We're sort of jumping about in the playground listening to all these things. So there's quite a lot of people that I kind of got into from listening to them that I still play their tunes now. I still play some of the tunes that were on those tapes now, and I love them. So that's
some of the old ones are the best ones, aren't they?
Aye, exactly. That's basically it. The sort of 90s hardcore is my sort of favourite.
Yeah, you can't beat it.
Oh, absolutely. And that's like... so that's always kind of been the background, even when I've not been like listening to that solidly. When I was younger, I would kind of like quite often just go into, I'd only be into one style of music at a time or listen to one style of music at a time for quite a while. But in the background, the hardcore was always kind of in the background. Like actually after I sort of been into the sort of metal and rock, I'd heard Cypress Hill Black Sunday album, which funnily enough was also from my uncle who was into metal. And as soon as I heard Black Sunday, that blew me away. And I just like, from that moment onwards, I kind of stopped listening to metal until like my early 20s. And that was me just right into hip hop. And I just like, all I wanted to listen to was hip hop. So like, and again,
what sort of other artists were you listening to other than Cypress Hill?
So like Wu-Tang Clan, Gangstar.
Oh yeah, Gangstar, amazing. I met Gangstar on my birthday years and years and years ago.
Oh really?
And he was a dick to me, and it ruined him because I absolutely loved Gangstar. And we met him on my birthday, right? And he had an MC with him called MC Solar. So he has an MC Solar on one of the, is it Jazzmatazz albums? Where he does a track with this French MC called MC Solar. And I was saying to him, I was like, oh, when you said MC Solar, I thought the French guy was going to come out. And he was like, no, man, I'm talking about the original. And I was like, all right, okay. I was like, will you sign my ticket? And he was like, nah, man, I only sign things you bought from the merch table. And I was like, oh shit, man, and it just ruined him for us, which is a shame. I can still look back and enjoy the music, but yeah, that's just my little gangstar story in any case. Like so, yeah, crack on. So who else? Wu-Tang again are amazing though.
I'm trying to think who else. So there'll be like Nas, Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre. I was quite into a lot of the gangster stuff. I still am. I know there's a lot of people that I know that don't really rate it, but they can fuck off because the old stuff is good. God, there's just so I don't know. I'm gonna mention Redman already. Early Ice Cube stuff as well. Like I still rins that. His old stuff was brilliant. NWA. I don't know. I could go on for ages, but my brain's not working properly, so I don't think
that's all right.
I just like that was the hip hop until like I don't know, like I started listening to like trance and hard house and stuff like that in my kind of mid-teens and stuff, because like my pals just like no one else was into fucking hip hop at all. So I used to get fucking slagged off for it by people who were into Oasis and stuff like that, which was quite funny. But unfortunately, I was outnumbered with that. But then I got into like kind of trance and hard house and stuff. When I was about, I don't know, that's when I started. Like when I started DJing, as I said, I bought a set of decks. Well, I was
what decks did you buy? What were they?
Like it was a Newmark DJ in a box. So Newmark Drive decks with a Blue Dog mixer, and weirdly, like the decks, like I could beat juggle on them and everything, but like I remember using my mates of this exact same decks, and it would skip like fuck. And don't get me wrong, I did have some problems with them skipping, but like they seem to hold it together quite well considering how shite they are as decks. Like. So that was basically when I bought decks. It was just because I wanted to just do like kind of turntablism stuff. Like I hardly mixed tunes. I was just like, you know, scratching and beat juggling all the time. And then I borrow my mate's hardcore records and mix them. When I started kind of delving into that, and then I started sort of playing some trance and hard house stuff, which was just a few years phase before I got into techno, basically. But I think I'll talk about the techno part in a different section. I don't want to start overlapping.
So, which tune do you think overall best represents you're finding your own feet in music?
This is quite a tough one. As I said, there's so many different sort of styles and all that I was into. I didn't think it was a good idea to go for hip hop because there's other sort of, you know, hip hop examples I'm giving in this. So the one I chose is "Fuck Them" by Human Resource.
Nice.
I chose it. It was one of the tunes that always stood out in these tapes I had back then. I still play it now, like fucking regular. If I'm playing a hardcore set, that's definitely getting dropped in. When I saw them playing at the Resurrection thing last year, it was last April. Like when they played that, it still sent a shiver down my spine. So like, I mean, it's a tune from back then that still stands the test of time today.
Oh, most definitely. I remember when I was playing with them back in the day, back in Judgment Day times, just seeing them live and just standing at the side of the stage. Just when it drops at the start, that and consider it wasn't one of their big tunes either. And on the flip side of that, what's it? The Sound of Rotterdam is fucking such a tune as well. Great record.
Yeah, absolutely beasts of tunes. So let's get a little bit of the taste of hardcore from all the way back in 1994. Play it for everyone. We'll go with "Fuck Them" by Human Resource.
Well, that was a bit of human resource with Fuck Them on the amazing No Records.
All the way out of 1994, as we
Yeah.
said beforehand, which is just an absolute beast of a tune. And
Kicking
still in the bag
noise of
today.
Rotterdam.
Still in the bag today, Eddie, or in the MP3 folder? Probably more apt.
No, it's in the loft with the rest of our records, which I need to get back down again.
Right, sound. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's crack on with one of the fan favorite sections of the podcast. This is the first rave memory section. So, do you remember the very first rave that you went to, or like the majority of the people who come on this show, are your memories of that fateful night a little bit hazy?
Definitely hazy. Like the first, I'd say the first rave I went to was it was Tea in the Park, the Slamted, back in 2000, and 'cause back then they used to get really, really good techno lineups, so that year it was I think the headliners, well, it was a lot of house as well. To be fair, that year wasn't quite as big techno-wise. The headliners were DJ Sneak and Gene Farris versus Roger and Junior Sanchez, and the next night was Carl Cox and Jim Masters versus Slam, which was a bit more techno. Left Field were playing, Dan Emerson was playing. He played a bit of techno actually. But yeah, very, very hazy one. It was our first festival. A load of us all went. At that point as well, we didn't really we liked all the techno, but we didn't really know that was what it was called or anything like that. We used to refer it to Tea in the Park tunes, before we kind of found out within the next year that it was called techno. The year after that, they had Dave Clark, Luke Slater, Cal Craig, Laurent Garnier was doing a live set. That year was definitely a game changer especially with Dave Clark. That's what got me going into techno properly. Because I hadn't seen the way Dave Clark played back then anyway was just fucking fast as fuck, and he was just proper cutting it up and playing it like a hip hop DJ plays hip hop, which I had kind of crossed my mind with playing electronic music, but there's some things I just thought would have sounded shit. Primarily the beat juggling element of it with a 4/4, I thought would have just sounded a bit off. But I was proved completely wrong by seeing him, and that's probably the best set I've seen him play. He just was going absolutely fucking to town on the mixer, and just 2 copies of everything. It was insane. So yeah, that was what set me off. It Luke Slater as well the next night. Actually, he fucking smashed it as well. He was absolutely banging. It's a shame neither of them do that anymore.
That lineup, one after another. Dave Clark, Luke Slater, and Laurent Garnier is just. It's a lot of people's essential lineup when it comes to techno, isn't it?
Because actually, I think the
Big,
order
beat up, rolly techno.
The order the Saturday night, I think, was Carl Craig, then Laurent Garnier, then Dave Clark, and it was when Laurent Garnier finished his live set, the stage just went black, and then you just saw. I think Dave Clark was kind of ducked down behind the DJ booth, and then this light came on, and he just kind of stood up and just scratched in some tune, and that was it. Fucking up the tempo, and he just went absolutely really, really hard with it. It was fucking amazing.
Absolutely kick it off from the start. You've got to start with a banger, haven't you? It gets everyone in the mood, man.
Yeah, that's often if I'm playing. I don't usually. I don't sort of pre-plan what I'm going to play, but I'll usually choose my first tune, or I've got a couple of options what the first tune's going to be, depending on what's happening before me. Because I always want to just start off with a bang or something weird, but usually I want to just go in with something that's going to have a bit of an impact, which is precisely what he did. Aye, it's brilliant. But yeah, I think club-wise, I think it's worth telling the story as well, just for the funny celebrity moment that happened in it. It was 2001. My first time going to the Arches in Glasgow.
All right.
And it was a street rave night, which is, for people who don't know, the same people did Colours. Or sorry, it was Street Rave was their original night. Sorry, Colours came after. And the headliners was Paul Van Dyke and fucking Seb Fontaine. So I was kind of at the tail end, me still listening to kind of that kind of stuff as well. Still a wee guy. But aye, so the reason I was mentioning is because during Paul Van Dyke's set, Ronnie O'Sullivan, the snooker player, he just won some tournament that day. And he appeared on the stage completely off his fucking head. It looked like he was on pills. I probably sniff as well from what I've read about him and stuff like that. But he was fucking gone, and he was just on the stage jumping about and that. And he went up, wrapped his arms around Paul Van Dyke while he's trying to DJ, and he did not look impressed at all. But couldn't really do anything about it. It was fucking brilliant. Really funny.
That's got to be something to see, Ronnie O'Sullivan. It's like walking onto the boat and seeing fucking Frank Bruno DJ and Eddie. Yeah,
Have you seen
sound.
Frank Bruno DJing at the board? Fucking hell.
What about this?
Yeah, I've still got the flyer. Yeah. But yeah, Frank DJ played like a weird Shan chart set, I suppose, at the boat. It was something ridiculous, like 3 alcohol pops for a $5, and just it's got like the boat had that rotating dance floor.
Yeah.
And when you've got fucking 3 bottles, if 3 bottles for a $5, by the time you've spent 20 quid, you've got so much liquid in your guts, and you're on a dance floor spinning round, which is already on a boat, which is doing that at the same time. You just had techno-colored piles of whitey everywhere, all over the place, man. It was something, that venue, like it absolutely was something. So, of all of these first rave memories you've got, is there like one track that proper stands out?
I think for there's probably bigger ones from the Dave Clark set the following year, but I think I'll go with from the very first thing I went to, because I think that's kind of a bit more important.
Yeah, a bit more apt.
So from that Tina Park, Darren Emerson's set, he played like the Danny Tenaglia remix of Green Velvet. I was never really a big fan of Danny Tenaglia's stuff, but I really like this remix. And it was also one of the ones like on BBC One, they used to show you like the highlights of Tina Park after like late at night or whatever, and they would always show like a couple of wee bits from the slam tent. And the one they showed from that night was Darren Emerson playing this tune, and it just kind of gave me this flashback, because like I remember during the tune, like when the snares were going, they had these huge strobes like all over the stage that were flashing in time to the snares. So that always stood out to me as a kind of quite a big moment. So that's definitely the one, the Danny Tenaglia remix of Flash by Green Velvet.
Sweet, let's get it on.
Now, what about your $15 and prepare to enter Club Bad? Good evening, parents. Tonight I'm gonna take you on a tour of Club Bad, where all the bad little kitties go to try to leave their bondage by various means and methods. Anything necessary. Some things that you quite won't be accustomed to. So I've equipped each and every one of you with your own individual camera, so that you can take pictures of these bad little kitties doing these bad little things for tomorrow's paper. So whip out your $15 and prepare to enter Club Bad. Seconds and already I see a bad little kid doing bad little things. He is sucking on a balloon. Now this is not an ordinary balloon, parents. It's a balloon filled with the gas called nitrous oxide. Laughing gas. But this is no laughing matter. Cameras ready, prepare to flash. Now over here, we have some naughty, naughty kids. They brought in their own liquor to the party. Now we cannot have that now, parents, can we? 6 packs and pints, I think not so. Cameras ready, prepare to flash. 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 Ready, prepare to flash. Prepare to flash. Cameras ready, 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 prepare to flash. Cameras ready.
There we have it. There is Flash by Green Velvet. And as I said, that's the first rave memory being played out from Mr. Dave Shade Scott, who's on the line with it today. So let's roll into section 4 nice and swiftly into some festival fever. So, do you like a bit of a festival? What's your band now? I mean, we actually met first time at a festival, didn't we?
Yeah, Bangface. Yeah, I love festivals, and primarily Bangface is the best festival. I don't think I need to explain that one. I'm sure you agree with me.
Yeah, Bangface is the tits, man.
It's like I used to go to like Block Weekend. There was one I used to go to a lot as well, which is kind of similar setup. It was in although it was a little bit less grimy. It was in like a Pontins. No, sorry, Pontins is Bangface. It was in Butland, sorry, in Minehead. But like, yeah, a little bit more of a kind of like, it was more like kind of techno and house and stuff like that. A bit more kind of not quite as crazy a lineup. But I found as soon as I went to Bangface, the first time I went, within about the first half an hour before I'd seen any music, I remember just like the crowd are just so much better at Bangface, just like a lot more sociable and stuff like that. And like, you know, people stuck to their own wee groups at Block, whereas at Bangface, you know, especially in Camber Sands, like everyone just had their fucking chalet doors open. You could just walk in from party to party and stuff, and it was really good. Like,
yeah, I miss the Camber Sands. So good.
Oh, they're just BJ's at the beach. The shop outside the Camber Sands, that always made me laugh. And long bus journeys, Addie. On that bus, all the way from Newcastle. Oh, fucking hell. You had to go even further. I'm just thinking, we had to come all the way from Newcastle and you're even further north. Fucking hell.
Yeah,
so what is it you love about festivals then?
I mean, it's just like I think for me, it's usually just the crack at the festivals. Just like, I end up missing a lot of the music for that, especially at Bangface, you know, just having chalet parties. But it's kind of worth it, to be honest. And especially with Bangface, it is like you do end up just making friends and all that at Bangface, and it's the same people that go. So like, it's really good. It can be quite hard to get from A to B because you bump into people you don't see that often, and it's just like, but that is a good thing, and it's just like getting to hang about with all your favourite people at the same time. I think that's brilliant. It's
amazing because you see that you might not see somebody, but you'll see them every year at Bangface. There's people that I meet every year at Bangface.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And it's great because you see them every year and you catch up on a whole year's worth of banter, and you know the next time you're going to see them, you're going to be just as wrecked and you're going to be in the exact same place in fucking Southport, which is going to be amazing. Like, so yeah, I'm gonna really try to get to the next one. Like, it's been a while since I went because of uni, so hopefully get to the next one and maybe play some tunes. Addie, once again, return for the 4-peat. to be four times or something like that for us. Be good crack in any case. Be good crack in any
Last one
case.
you were at, the one that Smurf played at then?
Yeah, but me and Smurf played in. We were playing in the other room as well. Because we were all in the same chalet.
When I was in your chalet in the, what was it? Was that on the? I was a Thursday that year at the open one, and I was fucking off on one. I was like, I was a little bit too lively in the Thursday, a bit overexcited.
Oh mate, we went on after Venga Boys, and it was just amazing. Like it was just amazing, like class crack. So could you pick a track that best represents your experiences at festivals?
Aye, I'm going to go for "Get the Fuck Off" by DJ Donna Summer, because the first year I went to Bangface, our bus was down quite early, so it was a good few hours before you could actually get in to the place. Plus, also I had tunes on the whole way down, so there was like, I can't remember what the set was. Oh, do you know what it was? It was Herv live from fucking, what's the festival called? It's some Irish festival, and it's an absolute belter of a mix. Is it Rathlin or something like that? It's on some island. So this mix was just on repeat on the way down, and while we're sitting outside waiting to get in, and like the Edinburgh buses turned up, so we're getting the crack all that lot as well. So between that mix and a Parliamentalist set as well that we're just listening to back and forth, but it's the DJ's Donna Summer tune just like stood out from that. It's an absolute banger, and it just reminds me of that year of Bangface, which was the first one. It was the last one at Camber Sands and the first one I went to.
Yeah, amazing. That's an absolutely class way to put it out. So, in honor of the Amber Hands at Camber Sands, let's get a little bit of DJ Donna Summer from the absolutely wonderfully named Cock Rock Disco. Get the fuck off.
Right, listen, right. Security, they want everybody off the stage, right? I don't give a shit if you're on the stage, but security wants everybody off the stage. If you're not supposed to be on the stage, get the fuck off. Get the fuck off. Get the fuck off. Get the fuck off. To be on the stage, get the fuck off. Get the fuck off. Get the fuck off. Get the fuck off. I don't give a shit if on the stage. the fuck off. Get the fuck off. Get the fuck off. Get the fuck off. I don't give a shit if on the stage, but you get the fuck off. Get the fuck off. Get the fuck off. Get the fuck off. I don't give a shit if on the stage, but you... Right, listen, right. Security, they want everybody off the stage.
There you have
right?
it, the very, very sound of Bangface. That's DJ Donna Summers. Get the fuck off. From, as I said, the amazingly named Cock Rock Disco, which is
amazing record label. They used to do,
yeah.
They used to put amazing posters in with all their shit. Like, it's so fucking funny.
Yeah,
great DJ Donna Summer, man. I remember he played a few years ago. Was that maybe that last year? You guys were there. He played, wasn't it?
Yeah,
he did. Yeah,
he played in the the main room actually. He played in the main room and in the on the TV. He was brilliant.
Yeah, good guy. Good crack as well. I love those Bangface festivals, and as I said, hopefully we'll all get to return to going to festivals very, very soon.
I know.
But I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll crack on. Yeah, well, that's it. Now, we'll crack on just like we're all having to do in life, gentlemen, and we'll crack on to shared discoveries. So this is one of my favorite sections of the podcast. There is absolutely loads of music out there, and not everyone who's really good at their craft gets the notoriety that they deserve. So we're asking people to basically find someone like that and give them a little bit of a platform to be played. So are there any artists out there that you think deserve a little bit more love that you'd like to pass on to the listeners of the On The Rave podcast?
The first one I'm going to mention is a hip-hop artist from Minneapolis called Prof. I only just got into him like late last year. It must have been probably like November, December or something like that. I remember like listening to loads of his shit over Christmas. I just kind of like got like as much of his stuff as I could get hold of. Yeah, it was through like there's this Facebook page called My Main Man Pat that does like kind of t-shirts, and it's like kind of all hip hop sort of t-shirts and sweatshirts and all that sort of stuff. They're really good, actually. They're worth checking out. I think it's just got a few designers that do these sort of like I wouldn't say bootleggy designs, but like, you know, it's kind of like their own take on like certain artists or whatever. Yeah, but he also posts like really, really good hip hop on his page as well. So it's worth following even just for that if you're not interested in the clothing. Yeah, but this one he posted this guy Prof. I checked it out, and the tune's an absolute belter. So listen to some of his other stuff. He's got quite a variety of stuff. Like he kind of changes up his style quite a bit. He's got quite a unique flow. Flows. He kind of just does kind of switch it up. He's got quite a good variety of flows. And he's a really good singer as well. Like I think there's definitely some filler in some of his albums, but there's good tunes are just like there's enough gold to just cancel that out. It's like they're all worth getting for the good tunes.
Yeah, particularly like I think it's Barbreaker. Is it?
That's a banger.
Yeah, the video is fucking phenomenal as well.
It's great, innit? Yeah, that's what I've been forgetting about, because like after I've been playing loads of his stuff on the streams I've been doing, and his tune Andre the Giant is the one, is like just every time I play it, there's people are always asking about it. Adam Influx had like DJ Budgie Smuggler. I was chatting to him afterwards because he's one of the people that asked about it. And he was like, "Oh, Barbreaker's a banger as well." And I'm like, "Fuck!" It's like, "What's that one again?" And I stuck. I was like, "Shit!" I was like, "This whole time I've been playing like loads and loads of his stuff on the streams." I was like, "I've not listened to that one since I probably first got into him." It was just one that I'd forgotten was a good one.
Yeah.
And then stuck it on. The video was amazing. That's a really good tune. It was close to being my choice for the tune on this. Actually, it was a toss up between these two. The reason I chose the one that I did is because it was the first one I heard. So kind of seemed a bit more important in that respect. And again, it's the one that was most asked about in the streams. It's just got like we'll just go on and say about which tune it is that I've chosen.
Yeah.
So the tune is Andre the Giant, which I mentioned before, was the one that was on My Main Man Pat. It's quite a cool video as well. Harmar Superstar's got a cameo in it, actually.
It has, yeah.
It's got a really, like, the beat's fucking brilliant. It's just that it's really clunky kind of sounds and stuff, and his voice sounds really good in it. It's just like it's a belter. Andre the Giant. It's off his album a couple of years ago. He's also got a new album coming out as well, I should probably mention, which is, if you go on his Bandcamp, he's got like all his stuff's on Bandcamp. I think it's quite a few of it's pay what you want. his new album's got it's available for pre-order with a couple of tunes out. I think he's kind of put it back now with obviously all the shit that kicked off in Minneapolis.
Yeah.
So, yeah, keep an eye on the new album. The two tunes he has got up in there are really good as well. So I've got kind of high hopes for the album when it does come out.
Sweet. Well, us here at the On the Rave podcast are fans of wrestling. So anything named after a wrestler or in homage of a wrestler is good with me and Addie. Addie's got a particularly sexy shirt with Andre the Giant on the front, haven't you?
I sure have.
Yeah, cool. Let's get a little bit of the Andre the Giant. Exactly. We make a burger where I'm working at the minute called the Andre the fucking Giant burger. I'll post a link so that if you're in Newcastle, you can order an Andre the Giant burger, and then you can send us pictures of you conquering the Andre the Giant. But in any case, let's get a little bit of prof on, and the tune is called Andre the Giant.
Knocked his ass out and kissed him on the cheek. He fucked up just by thinking I was sweet. I run the city mag, I thought I wore some cleats. You never heard someone like this upon the beat. Tutti fruity, the booty duty is jury duty. Moody foodies, jacuzzis is filled with bougie booties. All of this money, don't know how to count it, man. I think I need a computer. I can't live in deep, man. I live at the funeral. I got no need for a shooter. I'm getting bigger, Do you wanna reconsider? Lost control of a killer. I'm getting bigger. The whole label's drug dealers, If you build it, homie, they will come. If you turning up to save me some. Drop down to get your ego on. I don't care for boring people. I think you're lame. I only politic with goons while out the frame. Better take another shot, bitch. It's not a game. I'll beat it out the frame. Baraka, waka, flock of flame. I am a legend, man. You know that I have a problem with acting a fool. I don't talk to police. I know nothing. I swear to God that shit is not true. I'm a barbarian, hopping adrenaline, looking for something to do. I'm remarkable. I'm on a roll. If you need education, I'll take you to school. I'm getting bigger. Do you wanna reconsider? Lost control of a killer. I'm getting bigger. Wake up, brush off, get clean, look good. Put on 2 chains, flexing, but what's up? So fly to see me, you look good. I win, you lose, fuck you, what's up? I don't care for boring people. I think you're lame. I only politic with goons while out the frame. Better take another shot, bitch. It's not a game. I'll beat it out the frame. Baraka, waka, flock of flame. Yeah, I'm the shit. Now I think I will go catch a body. Fuck your bitch. And then I will go take a potty. No teriyaki, I rock Kawasaki. If you're gonna suck dick, she can hop in the shotty. She popping the molly, we'll cop in the squatty. Oh, keep loving the body. I'm getting bigger. Do you wanna reconsider? Lost control of a killer. I'm getting bigger. Sing this. 1 time. 2 time. 3 time. Hey.
There you have it, the wonderfully named Andre the Giant, which is an absolute beast of a tune from Prof. As we said, you could get Prof all over Bandcamp. His stuff is on YouTube, and the videos that go with a couple of the songs are absolute bangers as well. So get out there and check it out, just like Dave or Scott has said. Addy, guess what?
What's that?
This is the moment where he's chose to play his wild card. Addy is still on mouth. He's still on the mouth version of the mega horn because he hasn't actually been to my house to come and get it. So never mind. But yeah, this is the moment where he's decided to play his wild card. So there's another artist out there who you think deserves a little bit extra love. Do you want to go into that?
Yeah. So he does stuff under a few different names. So it's Ronan, Obese, Villain. I just think that he's just... all of his stuff's really, really good. His production's next level. He's done a couple of sets on the BOOTY Streams He did an Obese set and a Ronin set. I'm not sure if he did a villain one. If he did, I missed it. I'll need to check that. But the Obese and Ronin sets were two of the best ones. His Obese stuff is more kind of bass sort of orientated stuff. The Ronin stuff's kind of more veers into kind of breakcore territory. And yeah, they're fucking brilliant. And the villain stuff's more techno based. I'm hoping to put out some. Well, I've got an Obese track coming up in this forthcoming Horror Boogie compilation.
Nice.
And I'm planning on doing a villain EP at some point once I get everything back up and running again. He's also part of Children, who played at Bangface this year. Yeah, he just I think he's someone who just needs to be a bit more exposure. Like I don't think he like pushes himself enough. And everyone who hears his stuff just gets kind of blown away by it. He has got stuff up in Bandcamp. If you look for it, like especially the Ronin stuff, there's stuff on like what's the name again now? This is where the lack of sleep for the weekend comes in. Jigsaw, that's the one. Sorry, so there's some Ronin stuff on Jigsaw up there, and a couple of different compilations and stuff like that. And I think he's had a couple of Obese EPs. There was one that came out recently. They're brilliant. Slot really quite well into Booty sets, actually, some of the Obese stuff. He also did some of the production for the Prophet Zebediah as well, which I didn't realise at the time. I'm good friends with him. And it was just when like his song Off With Their Heads, or Off With His Head, I didn't realise it's produced by Obese. So that was a bit of a worlds colliding moment there. But yeah, honestly, check out all his stuff. It's really, really good. And I think Bangface should book him. Like whether he was to do a Ronin, an Obese or a villain set, it would go down a storm. They could get him for all three, in my opinion, to be fair.
Spot on. Well, there you go, James. There's a personal recommendation from Scott, from Dave Shouts, and from the On the Rave podcast. So here you go, everyone. Wrap your ears around a little bit of this. Check him out on Bandcamp. And dig in to a little bit of his Obese alias today, and the tune is called
Punch the Gas.
The On The Rave podcast is available absolutely everywhere to download, and you can get in touch with us on social media. You can find us on Facebook, facebook.com/On The Rave. You can find us on Twitter @On The Rave. You can find us on YouTube, youtube.com/On The Rave. We are on Instagram.
That's my favourite one then.
Where you can find us On The Rave with Addie and Gav, where you can see pictures of what Addie's been doing during the week.
Shenanigans.
We are powered by Podbean
and fueled by Basement Snaxx.
Don't forget that you can go into Ridley Place, wander down that spiral staircase and scream at Dom's
On The Rave,
and she will give you 10% off all of your cookies and snacks.
Goodness.
It's good.
Section 6 of the On The Rave podcast is the moment where I ask my compatriot, Mr. DJ UEP, to set the scene.
Alright, Dave. So, you make your way through Pontins, you pass a giant crocodile and some wary-looking catty ravers. You're making your way some sweat-filled corridors, past the giant 303, into the Queen Vic. There's a DJ on, and he's just dropped the best tune you've ever heard in your life. Are your hands in the air, or are you screw facing down?
Could be either, to be honest, depending. I'm definitely, even if my hands are in the air, I'd probably be screw facing at the same time, to be fair.
A little bit of 50-50 over here, like.
I'm definitely one for screw facing, that's for sure.
Right, okay. So if you're normally a screw face, let's find out what sort of track does the arms in the air, and then we'll discuss some screw facing. So what makes you fling those arms up? What makes you let those armpits have a party?
I think that was more so like back in the day with like when first getting into techno. That was definitely a screw face or something. I'm getting think. I think hands in the air would be more like a lot of hardcore stuff, to be honest. Like the piano-y hardcore stuff, happy hardcore and all that. Definitely get my hands in the air and a rare smile. Actually, Ritalin set in the Queen Vic this year. I didn't have the best Bangface this year. I wasn't in top form a lot of the time. But the Saturday I kind of sorted myself out a bit, and we went down for Ritalin set in the Queen Vic. I didn't even think I'd be arse dancing, but as soon as he went on, like there was a squad of us were just bouncing about, and I was grinning from ear to ear. Like, his set was fucking insane. It's just like from all the kind of bass sort of crowd, like I just love his stuff because he plays faster than everyone as well, and it's like the fucking noises that guy makes are just like next level, man. They're second to none. He's just so much fun. Like he's fucking amazing.
Some of those up-tempo sets that he's got are just some really, really good stuff. He plays up there, and like sometimes you get Mustard Gun plays that sort of super fast sets as well. And when he drops that sort of set, it's always fat as well. So if that sort of thing makes you get your arms in the air, what sort of thing puts a screw face on you?
Anything just absolute filthy, like proper Raj techno, like Gabba and stuff like that. That'll get me fucking screw facing for sure. And metal obviously as well. All the metal I'm into, that's got me like clenching my fist, looking at the ground, screw facing definitely. But yeah, like I think like from back in the day as well, when I first started getting into techno and all that, like hearing a lot of the tunes, all the kind of classic stuff for the first time, was just like properly set me off and stuff like that. Like there's just so much fucking good stuff. And like, you know, stuff like Jeff Mills' Step to Enchantment, that's one that would always get me kind of screw faced. And UFO, that's another one that I was going to say for the when we're talking about sort of earliest rave memories. Dave Clark's set of Teen Park 2001, he played UFO by Jeff Mills, and that's just like one of the nastiest techno tunes ever. Like his old stuff's fucking amazing. There's lots of that that'll kind of get me screw facing and just bouncing about like a lunatic. Yeah, definitely. But I think with regards to choosing a track for this, like I think just because of for what it was at the time, was like La Rock 1 by Vitalik, because I remember when it was like before it got released, it was just like I'd hear it. I think it was Dave Clark I first heard play it actually. The first time I saw him in a club, it was at what was it like called? It was in the Venue in Edinburgh, which is a really good club that lasted.
That is a blast from the past. I haven't been there for a long time.
And I was like, I think the night was called Airborne or something like that. It was the only Airborne night I ever went to, but like Dave Clark played it. It was the second time I'd seen him play, and I think one of his first tunes was La Rock 1, and it was just like, it was so good. And then I'd hear it. I was that into the tune that I remember I used to be in clubs like convincing myself I could hear it coming in, like when I did playing, and it was I was just completely fucking smashed and not. I'm completely wrong, but like trying to just get like to find out what the tune was a nightmare, because back then, you know, you didn't have like loads of sets online with fucking track lists and stuff like that. So what was that, like one of these? There was a night in Glasgow called My Machines in the art school. It was a really good techno night, and pardon me, I asked like DJ, I think it was Johnny Wilkes who dropped it in. Johnny Wilkes from Optimo. And it was him who gave me the name of it, and I went straight down to Rub-a-Dub Records in Glasgow, and I think it had just got released at that point. It was not long afterwards. I got that tune, and I played it every set for so fucking long. I was just saying to Addie earlier on there that like I was kind of so known for playing that tune that when the repress came out and one of my friends got hold of a copy, that he actually asked my permission to play it at a gig that I was playing, like on the same lineup as him, because he was just like, I don't know if I played that. I was like, yeah, go knock yourself out, man. But yeah, that one always went down a storm, like because it was one of those ones that even people who went into techno liked that tune. I kind of feel it got like, well, I suppose it was like in a good way it brought it kind of to other people was it was on that Soul Wax Too Many DJs album, but that's the same ended up kind of getting played to death in, I don't know, places you wouldn't really expect to hear it and stuff like that. So it did kind of lose its edge a little bit from just hearing it too much. But it was such a good tune. The whole EP is really good, actually. They got all 4 tracks on it are amazing. The first time I saw Vitalik live, actually, it was incredible, because it was around about that time when that first EP had just come out, and there was a lot of hype about him and stuff. There's another track he played that I've never been able to find in any of his other live sets. Like there's another tune that's kind of up there with that. I've just never been able to find it in any of the live sets. I've checked his to try and see if I can get it. But yeah, La Rock 1 was just like it was the one at the time. There's that fucking nasty pitch bend at the end of every few bars and all that. It's so good.
Sweet. Well, let's get a little bit of Vitalik on then. So, as you said, this tune is La Rock 1, and let us all know in the comments whether or not it makes you fling those arms up in the air or put a screw face on. you go, the sound of 2001. That was Vitalik Lerock 01 from the Pony EP. Pony EP. How would you pronounce that? Pony.
Pony.
Yeah.
It's got a sly little E in it that I didn't quite know whether or not to pronounce or not, but never mind. And as we said, that's being played out for the arms in the air Screwface moment. Let us know in the comments down below whether or not that made you fling your arms in the air or Screwface to the ground. Section 7 of the On the Rave podcast is when we talk about dedications. So as a DJ, you've probably asked to play songs all the time, but we're turning it on the head, and we're asking if there's a song that you would like to play for someone out there, who that person is, and what association they've got with this track. So, Scott, do you want to dedicate a track to someone?
Yeah, dedicate the track to my granny. So basically, the story behind this is that one year for Christmas back in the day, she bought me the Wu-Tang Clan 36 Chambers album for Christmas. Obviously, she'd be given a heads up about it. It wasn't off her own back. Like, you need to hear it.
If she just picked that off the shelf at Woolies, then she'd have got an extra large bag of Ferrero Rochers for Christmas that year.
But yeah, so she got me that, and like they used to come down to my parents every Christmas, and so just before or just after dinner, I don't know, she's like, stick on the CD you got, stick on the CD, and I was like, nah, listen, you won't like it, so I'm like, I don't want to stick on anything that's going to be full of swearing and stuff like that in front of my parents and my grandparents, but she insisted, and I had, even despite some protests and all, I had to put it on, and the opening track's Bring the Ruckus, which, as you know, is very, very full of swearing from the word go. So that always stuck out to me. And it didn't last very long. I think before the end of that tune, that was that off. And that was the first time I'd heard the album. It was just like, I'd read about the Wu-Tang Clan in this magazine before. I was just like, they sound fucking amazing. I want that album. And within that sort of first half of the tune that I heard, I was like, this is exactly what I was thinking it was going to sound like. So, yeah. But also, yeah, dedicated to her because she always just like supported me in everything I did music-wise. She was just, like, I did a mix, like a techno mix on Radio 1 years ago, maybe 2002 or 3 or something like that. And she used to put it on when she was doing her housework. Like, she used to stick on this techno mix and do her housework, which is absolutely beautiful. So, yeah. So yeah, this one goes out to my granny, Wu-Tang Clan.
Shadow boxing, and the Wu-Tang sword style. If what you say is true, the Shaolin and the Wu-Tang could be dangerous. Do you think your Wu-Tang sword can defeat me?
On guard. I'll let you try my Wu-Tang style.
Bring the motherfucking ruckus! Bring the motherfucking ruckus! Bring the motherfucking ruckus! Bring the motherfucking ruckus!
Ghostface, catch the blast of a hype verse. My Glock burst, leaving a hearse. I did worse. I come rough, tough like an elephant tusk. Your head rush, fly like Egyptian musk. Aw shit, Wu-Tang Clan sparked the Wixen. However, I mastered a trick just like Nixon, causing terror. Quick damage your whole era. Hard rocks is like the fuck up. I found shot, PLO style. Hazardous, cause I wreck this dangerous. I blow spots like Waco, Texas. I watch my back like I'm locked down. Hardcore hitting sound, watch me act bulk and tear down. A little bit tight asshole. Songs going gold, no doubt. And you watch your corny nigga fold. Yeah, they faking all that. Carrying gats, but your mouth plan rolling like 40 max. Now you act convinced, I guess it makes sense. Wu-Tang, yo, so represent. I wait for one to act up. Now I got him backed up. Gun to his neck now, react what? And that's one in the chamber. Wu-Tang banger, 36 styles of danger. Bring the motherfucking ruckus. 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 I rip it hardcore like porno flick bitches. I roll with groups of ghetto bastards with biscuits. Check it, my method on the microphone's banging. Wu-Tang slang, I leave your headpiece hanging. Plus this, I'm kicking like Seagal out with justice. The roughness, just the rudeness, ruckus. Rap rum, I verbally assault with the tongue. Murder one, my style shocks you not like a stun gun. I'm hectic, I reckon with the quickness. Set it on the microphone, the competition get blown by this nasty ass nigga with my nigga, the RZA. Charged like a bull and got pulled like a trigger. So bad, stabbing up the pad with the vocab crabs. I scream on your ass like your dad, bring it all. Bring the motherfucking ruckus. Bring the enslaved man boots, new recruits. I'm fucking up MC troops. I break loose and trample shit while I stomp. A mud hole in that ass, cause I'm straight out the swamp. Creeping up on sight, now it's fright night. My Wu-Tang slang is mad fucking dangerous and more deadly than the stroke of an axe. Chopping through your back, giving bystanders heart attacks. Niggas try to flick, tell me who is them. I blow up this fucking prism, make it a vicious act of terrorism. You wanna bring it, so fuck it. Come on and bring the rockets. Then I provoke niggas to kick buckets. I'm wetting cream, I ain't wetting fame. Who's selling game? I'm giving out a deadly game. It's not the Russian, it's the Wu-Tang crushing. Roulette, slip up, you get fucked like Suzette. Bring the fucking rockets. Bring the motherfucking rockets. Bring the motherfucking rockets.
On guard. I'll let you try my Wu-Tang style.
So bring it on. 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 So bring it on, nigga.
There you had it, dedicated to all the nanas out there. There is a little bit of the Wu-Tang Clan with Bring the Ruckus from the seminal hip-hop album out of 1993, Enter the Wu-Tang, the 36 Chambers, which is just an absolute beast in the world of music, full stop, not alone.
That's
Just
one
hip-hop.
of the most important albums of all time.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, it's just, it's so good. And it's like artists like RZA, like that, him cutting his teeth early like then sounds great. And these days he's making music for movies and stuff like that. So yeah, love a bit of Wu-Tang and a bit of Wu-Tang trivia as well. Let's crack on and talk about Section 8 of the On the Rave podcast, which is the bone of contentions that is, Addie.
Guilty pleasures.
So, where do you lie when it comes to guilty pleasures? Do you think a guilty pleasure is such a thing? And do you have any guilty pleasures in life, juxtaposed to music, that you'd like to let everyone know about? Like, is there anything in life you got a guilty pleasure about? And then we'll talk about tunes.
I don't have
What
any
about-
guilty pleasures. No guilt. Despite my Catholicism, no guilt.
No guilt. So
No guilt.
everything's fair play. You wouldn't be, you wouldn't be ashamed if people knew that you were, watching Coronation Street every week. Or,
I don't know. I don't think there's anything I keep a secret. Definitely, if you've watched my fucking my streams, I'm a little bit too open about some things. So, nah, no guilt, man.
No
Maybe
guilt.
after the stream, I shit myself, but yeah.
No, that's good. I mean, like, lots of people who've been on the podcast, they've all picked a song, but lots of people sort of feel opposed to guilty pleasures in general and just say that you should, how did Mark Archer put it? You should just own it.
Yeah,
definitely. I agree. I think music-wise, yeah, like maybe if you'd asked me this like 10 years ago or whatever, well, it'll be a different tune. But like, I maybe would be a bit more like, right, no one knows about this. But now, nah, totally, I'd no guilt over them. I like loads of fucking daft stuff, and like, I'm quite happy to admit it. And this, as you said, a bit of a controversial choice. Some people might say I should feel guilty for choosing
Yeah.
this one.
Do you know what? This might finally overhaul the very first one, Addy. This might be worse than any of the other guilty pleasures we've played.
I don't know, like Pez's Robbie Williams. That's,
I know. Oh, fucking hell. I forgot about Robbie Williams. Yeah, I forgot about Robbie Williams. Now we've had a bit of everything played for this section on the On the Rave podcast. Like, so, do you want to talk a little bit, without revealing the name of the artist, what it is that people might deem as a guilty pleasure about this artist? I mean, I've tuned into your streams, I've heard them, and you play a little bit of everything. That booty bass version of Two of Hearts that you play, like, amazing, absolutely love it. And I can see, your influences and all the different styles, but this guy's a controversial guy.
This is a controversial choice, and I don't like all of his stuff, but there's a few tunes. Actually, before the album that this track is on came out, I'd have told you to fuck off if someone tried to get me to listen to any of his stuff. Actually, it was that.
It looks like he's either ran out of power or pulled the laptop power cable out.
Oh, fuck. Here we go.
I think is that technology trying to tell me that this is a bad choice?
I think that might just be. So we just had a technical snafu, and Dave disappeared for a second, but he's back now. Did the internet
locks it sometimes just locks the screen randomly, which is what it just did there, which is sort of a pain in the ass. But yeah,
right, okay. So how did the latest album be? Not the latest album, but how did it go from you being no, fuck that, I wouldn't have anything to do with this artist, to you admitting that you don't mind people knowing you like this song?
Well, can I I'll have to give away who it is with this to explain. But so basically, at a New Year party, I'm assuming it must have been 2015. My mate Josh, who's like Queer Hawk from the Chinstroke crew, he was like, "Oh, here, do you want to hear this new tune by fucking Justin Bieber, Skrillex, and Diplo?" And I was like, "No, fuck right off." And he's like, "Trust me, it's a banger." But he said that a lot, and he's into a lot of stuff that, like, I think he likes stuff just because people won't like it. Like, he's a fucking dickhead like that.
Proper contrary little bastard.
Yeah. And then he stuck it on. I was like, "Oh, hold the fuck on, this is a banger. I don't give a fuck." I never thought I'd fucking hear myself say that with that combination of people, but that is a banger. And so there's a couple other ones on that album. I play, actually, there's a mashup I do of this and James Brown is Dead by LA Style.
Oh, nice.
Class.
I did that at the Bangface TV thing, and it works a treat. Even one of my mates who fucking despises the Justin Bieber tune thinks that the mashup works really well. Also, the fact that like one half of LA Style was the original guy that produced all the Venga Boys stuff as well. Like, he was the Venga Boys. I think that's a brilliant fact. But yeah.
Right. Cool. Well, now that you've revealed the track, now that you've revealed the artist and your love for that artist, we will get I can't believe I'm saying this, but we'll get a little bit of Justin Bieber on the podcast. And the name of the track you've selected is?
It's Sorry, and I'm definitely not sorry.
Let's get it on then.
You gotta go and get angry at all of my honesty. You know I try, but I don't do too well with apologies. I hope I don't run out of time, cause someone call a referee. Cause I just need one more shot, have forgiveness. I know that I made those mistakes maybe once or twice. And by once or twice I mean maybe a couple of 100 times. So let me redeem on myself tonight. Cause I just need one more shot, second chances. Is it too late now to say sorry? Cause I'm missing more than just your body. Oh, is it too late now to say sorry? Yeah, I know that I let you down. Is it too late to say I'm sorry now? Take every single piece of the blame if you want me to. But you know that there is no innocent one in this game for two. But I go, and then you go out and spill the truth. But can we both say the words and forget this? Yeah, is it too late now to say sorry? Cause I'm missing more than just your body. Oh, is it too late now to say sorry? Yeah, I know that I let you down. Is it too late to say I'm sorry now? I'm not just trying to get you back on me. Cause I'm missing more than just your body. Is it too late now to say sorry? Yeah, I know that I let you down. Is it too late to say I'm sorry now?
Well, there you have it. That was a little bit of something different from Justin Bieber with a bit of Diplo and Skrillex involved. The tune's called Sorry. And am I reading that right? Is that song really released on Def Jam? What the fuck happened to that label?
I didn't realise that until I was looking this up to send over to you because it's asking for the labels, and I was like, what the fuck, guy?
Yeah, that's mad. I just you know, you associate Def Jam with all of the hip hop and stuff like that in the late 90s, early 2000s. So yeah, fucking hell, it's mad. Small world and all that. Right, okay, let's stroll on to section 9 of the podcast, which is when we discuss your GOAT or the person who you would think as the musical greatest of all time. Was this a tough one for you to pick, or did it just bounce out at you?
Nah, this was the toughest one for me. This was the last one I had left to go. Because we've been into so many different types of music, it was just like, where do I even start?
That's it.
So yeah, I did really struggle until, well, it was when I was speaking to yourself and you mentioned who I think you'd chosen yourself, and I was like, that kind of just like set my mind working. I was like, fuck, actually, yeah, I've got it.
You said as soon as I popped up and said, well, I picked Bowie, and you realised you didn't have to pick someone rave, you were like, oh, there we go. Well, that's it. Like, we're like, as much as we're a rave podcast and it's called On the Rave, we do play all sorts of music. We just play Justin Bieber, you know. So it's not like we exclusively play rave. You know what I mean? So as you said, it was a one that you had to have a good think about, but it eventually did spring into mind. Who were the close contenders?
I did consider if I was going to go down a rave sort of thing. I was quite tempted to say Scott Brown, because he was like responsible for so much fucking good hardcore in the 90s.
Techno.
With its like such a ridiculous amount of different aliases he had as well. I didn't realise were him until I was a lot older. There's a lot of stuff that I was just like, fuck, that's Scott Brown as well. So he was behind so much stuff. But
I think on the last show, I think I pointed out I went on his Discogs and found and counted up his aliases, and it was I think it was 38.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's mad, but he did so many things under so many different names that did a lot for music, especially I'd say up in Scotland, but just even in Northern England as well. You know, he had a lot of influence, and a lot of what he did influenced a lot of the music that's coming out of Newcastle and other northern style cities and England, and coming out of Scotland as well. Like, anyone else?
I'm trying to think what else is across my mind. So like, I mean, I'd already used a Black Sabbath track already earlier on, so I couldn't Black Sabbath being up there. What else did I think? And again, there's already a couple of hip hop tracks in my choices, so I didn't really want to go for hip hop either. So I thought I'd go different. But then also as well, as I said, once it did click in my head, I was like, this just kind of like is just way more suitable. I think for I think earns the title more as well. Oh, MF Doom, sorry, that was someone I was considering when I was thinking of hip hop. But again, I was quite late in getting into him, so I kind of thought I'd be a bit of a blag for me to use him as an example when it's not like he's someone I've been listening to my whole life or whatever, or even for as long as he's been about. I definitely was late to the game with that one. But like, I mean, as far as an MC, like, he's definitely got my favourite flow in hip hop. He's fucking incredible.
Oh yeah, he's got some cool shit going on, MF Doom, and like just all the different fucking masks and stuff like that. You know what I mean? He's just carved a little niche for himself, hasn't he?
He lives in London as well, apparently. I think he's from London originally.
I did not know that. I did not know that. So what is it about this artist that for you cements them as that GOAT status?
I think it's just like he's just released so much incredible music. He's just like he's just so fucking talented, and also he's written so much stuff that were like a lot of tracks that were released by different people that were written by him. That I guess at the time when they came out, because I was a lot younger, I didn't realise were written by him. And then once you find out, it's like you can kind of tell when you then listen, when you then think of the tune again, you're like, yeah, that totally does sound like it was written by this guy. Like he's phenomenal, or was phenomenal, and apparently incredible live. I'm fucking gutted I didn't get a chance to see him live. I bought a ticket to see him live, and then I got called up to the first boat I had to go and work on. I got called up about 2 days after I bought my ticket. I got the phone call to say I was going, and had to sell my ticket, and then he fucking died. And then same time as well as a gig in Hyde Park that had like
Yeah, it seems a shame. So, as we mentioned before, me and Addie mentioned, this guy's been picked a few times. What is it? I mean, what is it that cements him? No, hold that. That's the wrong way to put it. What is it about him particularly makes you think that he's the best? What's your connection with him?
I think this one, like in my childhood, I wouldn't say I was like, well, a couple of the tracks, like it wasn't like I was a huge fan of some. I got into it more when I was like kind of, I'd say like in my very early 20s when I started to appreciate him properly, and it's just like, I don't know, just most of the stuff he's done is just amazing. I like he's quite a sort of range of different styles, and it's just like, just really, really fucking original and unique. He's like, he's just incredible. It's like his voice is fucking insane. Yeah, I don't really know. I just fucking think he's amazing.
No, that's good. I tell you what, why don't you tell everyone who it is that we're talking about, so we can start and discuss what we think about him.
It's Prince.
Yeah, and Prince has just got such a huge back catalogue of music over years and years that's just very identifiable as Prince.
Yeah,
like
the same with the other tracks that like he's written for other people, and then like, yeah, they just sound like Prince as well, if you know what I mean. You can tell it's Prince once you have twigged, sort of thing. Yeah, he's also apparently there's that, you know, that whole vault in his gaff that's just like countless albums that have been unreleased. Like, there must be some serious gold in there. Like,
if someone can finally dig in and get some bits and pieces out of there, they can bang some of the excess, like hidden Prince gems that never actually managed to go out. So what track do you think best represents Prince in your eyes?
I'm choosing Purple Rain because well, it is one of my favourite tracks by him, but I mean, this was a tough one as well to choose because I like so many of his tunes for very different reasons. The one I've chose this one is it stood out. I was like, I just remember it was like one of my pals leaving dues in a pub in Glasgow called the Admiral, and I was DJing for our leaving do, and I was just playing like loads of all sorts of kind of random stuff like soul, funk, disco, and stuff like that. And the last tune I played of the night was Purple Rain, and like people were like had her like lifted off the ground and stuff like that. They were kind of like holding her up. It was just this really beautiful moment, sort of like end to the night before one of our pals was going away. Was like, I can't remember where she was moving now, Barcelona, I think, for a while. So it was just this really nice, beautiful sort of send off. So I think that always stuck in my head. It's a very nice tune to close a set with. So that's why I'm going with Purple Rain.
Sound. Well, let's get it on for all the listeners. For the second time on the On the Rave podcast, this is Prince and the Revolution with the 1984 track from the self-entitled album, Purple Rain.
I never meant to call you in your sorrow. I never meant to call you in your pain. I'm the one who wants to have you laughing. I only want to see you laughing in the purple rain. Purple rain, purple afternoon. That means you too. You say you want a leader, but you can't seem to make up your mind. I think you better close it. Let me guide you to the purple rain. Purple rain, purple rain. Purple rain, purple rain. You know what I'm saying about up here? Come on, raise your hand. Purple rain, purple rain.
Ladies and gentlemen, the amazing Prince of the Revolution with Purple Rain, and that is the GOAT being selected, I think, for the 4th time. Addie, I need to write these actual fucking figures down so I can talk truthfully about them instead of guessing them. But in any case, we've done it again, and we've ploughed through another one of these podcasts. Thank you very much, Scott or Dave Shades, for sitting down and having a bit banter with two daft Geordies over Zoom. What we'll do is we'll roll into the last section of the On the Rave podcast, and we'll talk about personal anthems. So, by the way of personal anthems, was this a difficult one, or did this track just jump straight to you?
In a way, there could have been a lot of contenders, but then I reckon if you were to ask my mates what my personal anthem would be, they'd have said this one. They'd probably tell me to fuck off if I say anything else. Apart from, after this whole, like, stream sort of thing that's been going on for the last wee while, I think the only other one people would say would be the Thomas the Tank Engine theme song.
Oh, yeah. Because you do have a penchant for trying to squeeze that in everywhere, don't you? It's great.
I played it. I played just it on its own loads, and I ended up making loads of mashups as well off it with like various things like that fucking awful Puddle of Mud cover of Nirvana that was doing the rounds. I've got that over the top of Thomas the Tank Engine, various other things. But it's because I basically am banned from streaming and posting videos on Facebook now because I kept getting copyright claims for playing Thomas the Tank Engine.
Oh, dear me. Dear me.
Stop playing it. So, like, it's mad. This band's been going on for fucking ages. So, like, I can't even post, like, a video on my mates' walls and stuff like that. And that's been fucking ages. And that's why I had to move the streams over to Twitch because of that. And it was Thomas the Tank Engine every time. Sony owned the rights to it, which I think is crazy. Like, that was a bit of a shocking one. But
to be fair, Sony pulled Mark Archer for playing his own tunes.
I saw something that as well. Was it like Questlove from The Roots? As there was something on that my main man Pat page I talked about earlier on. I've not read the thing, but yeah, he got pulled for playing one of his own tunes as well.
Yeah, it's mad, isn't it? The internet police swooping in trying to save the day, actually stopping people from promoting their own music. Thank you very much, Facebook.
Yeah, it's crazy.
To be fair, we're in a personal battle with YouTube. YouTube don't think we're educational enough, do they, Addie?
No, they love copyright striking us, like.
YouTube's terrible for it, like.
Yeah.
YouTube as well, like they'll just kick you off and delete the video as well.
Yeah.
Oh, we just keep getting banned in parts of the world. Like, it's funny when you get the email through and it's like Scooter says you're not allowed to have music played in Italy, and things like that, which is actually a true story, as people on the podcast have heard before. So this tune, all of your mates would declare this tune as the one that reminds them of you. What, because end of the night you drunk pushing in and it's my turn to put a tune on and putting this one on, or
definitely one I'll cane at parties and stuff like that. And I've done it in karaoke a few times and it's been a bit fucking mental as well. Like I have to be a complete state before I'll do karaoke. And yeah, I have done, and it's been this. I actually got into shit. There's a place in Glasgow called Cosmopol. It's like people take their karaoke really seriously there. We've turned up there like straight, like from parties and stuff. And yeah, we were getting. I think they don't let you swear and stuff like that. And I was just so drunk that I wasn't even realising I was doing it. I got in a lot of trouble. So oh, fuck's sake, sorry, that's my mate knocking on the door there. Oh, that's thrown me off now. So I didn't even realise I was doing it, so we're getting a lot of trouble. They wouldn't let us go back on and do other tunes after that. Also, there's this like sort of quite rough pub in Glasgow. So it's all kind of like loads of BAMs and stuff like that doing karaoke, and we all kind of steamed in, and it was really fucking awkward because I kind of like sort of got a bit sketched out halfway through it because I was that drunk. I made it really weird instead and just really went for it. I had to get one of my mates to stand beside me to make me feel more comfortable, which just made me look like an absolute gimp. But it was just the whole place just sitting staring at me, this packed pub, while I was properly giving it pelters for this tune.
Mint. Well, when you tell everyone what the tune was, thank you very much for sitting down and having a bit crack with her. We'll let you crack on and do what you need to do, but you can introduce this tune for all the ravers before you say goodbye.
No worries. Thanks for having us on as well. So it's
no problem.
It's Billy Ocean. Get out of my dreams. Get into my car. Absolutely brilliant tune. I saw him live a couple of years ago. He was absolutely incredible. I mean, he must be old as shit now, and it's like he's still sounding amazing, man. He really went for one of the best gigs I've been to, man. Yeah. Brilliant tune.
Spot on. We'll bang a bit of Billy Ocean on for everyone. You go about your business, matey. Thank you very much for sitting down and cracking on with her. And we'll see you next time you're ashore, hopefully.
Nice one, guys. See you again.
Cheers, mate.
The On the Rave podcast is available absolutely everywhere to download, and you can get in touch with us on social media. You can find us on Facebook, facebook.com/On the Rave. You can find us on Twitter at On the Rave. You can find us on YouTube, youtube.com/On the Rave. We are on Instagram.
That's my favourite one then.
Where you can find us on the Rave with Addie and Gav, where you can see pictures of what Addie's been doing during the week.
Shenanigans.
We are powered by Podbean
and fueled by Basement Snaxx.
Don't forget that you can go into Ridley Place, wander down that spiral staircase and scream at Dom's
On the Rave,
and she will give you 10% off all of your cookies and snacks. Oh,
goodness.
Oh, it's
well, there you go. What an absolutely class variation of tracks, and some really good stories to go with them as well. From
bangers, one and all in there.
Bangers, one and all. And can you believe he conducted that whole interview on a boat?
He's on a boat, motherfucker. It's as real as it gets.
That's the one. Well, thank you everyone for bearing with us and listening and sitting through the podcast again today. And as I said, in the comment section down below, you'll be able to get all the information on where you can get all the latest details of what Dave Shade's up to, his live streams and different bits and pieces of what he's got going on. And as I said during the show, his Das Booty sets are amazing. Go and listen to some of those Das Booty live streams that they did. They were absolutely class. And speaking of absolutely class, Addie, do you know what is absolutely class?
What's that, Gav?
The way that you smash the ending of every show we do with a fucking massive dollop of plant-based fucking science.
That's right, Gav. It's not so much plant-based today. It's not plant-based science. It's full-on meaty science. It's test tubes full of cow jizz. Beefy, salty, beefy jizz all over your neck, face and chest. There's no apologising for it. This science, it's KJ Swagger, New Life, Tech Itch Remix, and it's a fucking nasty bit of kit.
It is an absolutely nasty bit of kit. For anyone who hasn't got KJ Soccer added on YouTube at the minute, go and get him added to your daily watches on YouTube, because some of the drum solo stuff he's doing is
great
absolutely
videos.
amazing.
Fucking great videos.
So, thank you very much, everyone, for joining in with us at the On the Rave podcast. It's been a pleasure to be in your houses once again. I have been the industrious Gav.
And I have been the very lazy Addie.
And we are now officially
off the rave.
You kiss and tell you're still not here. You burn my heart, but I still want you. I'm wasting time tonight. I want more light.
This is Mark Archer from Alternate.
Hi, this is Ian from Dream Frequency.
This is Slipmat, and you're in tune to the On the Rave.
On the Rave.
On the Rave
podcast.
Watch your bass fins, I'm telling you.